Hey, it's nice outside. We came outside to talk a little vegetables and gardening because it'll be a good weekend for it. Sarah Marcogliese, sort of?
Yes, perfect.
All right.
Nailed it.
With Associated Landscape Contractors of Colorado, I got to get that out of the bat so I don't forget it. Let's talk about vegetables and things that we want to plant, what's too late to plant maybe, and some little tips.
Well, first things first, you go to the nursery and you see all these little starts, right?
Yeah.
Some of them are worth buying. So the peppers, onions, cabbage, tomatoes, absolutely get those as a plant because you're way too far behind to start these by seed.
Okay.
However, things like lettuce, cilantro, all the leafy greens, like this plant costs like almost $8 for a little head of lettuce, right? So just go ahead and buy like a whole pack and you'll get an entire bed of lettuce because you can keep growing that and then you can do a fall crop as well. It'll start getting hot and maybe it'll bolt, but always buy seeds.
How nice to have something in the fall and save some money at the same time.
Yeah, I would say squash is the #1 too that you never buy like from seed. If you touch the root systems, they get really angry and they'll just sit there and sit there. So I put a seed in last year and a plant in, and the seed plant was twice the size in 3 weeks. So buy seeds.
There you know.
Cheaper.
Now you have a tip for planting tomatoes because I always think tomatoes are so finicky and hard to grow. But you have a tip.
Yeah, so when you get a tomato plant, you actually want to take off the entire bottom half, just pinch those leaves. Yeah, make sure your hands are clean because you don't want to give it some sort of tobacco mosaic virus or something like that. Get rid of all that, loosen the roots like this, and then you actually put it down all the way so that it's touching like the bottom of the planter or in the ground. And then you will bury that plant all the way up, halfway up, and then that bottom part will grow a bunch of roots and the whole plant will become a lot more sturdy and stable, and all of a sudden it'll just go, raw, it gets so much happier. Yeah.
You took about half of it off, it felt like.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
You could go all the way to just the top leaves if you want. Some old Italian gardener told me they would plant them sideways and they'd get new shoots that would come up this way, and then they would trellis them when you have less space. So don't be shy to prune them back.
Put them down.
Yeah.
We also have some flowers here, and that's important.
Yeah, the bees are a huge pollinator to get, squash blossoms need to be pollinated. A lot of people are like, why are my squash not going? So attract them with some really beautiful, bright colored flowers, and you can even have some really lovely ones where the nasturtiums are one that you can eat, which is awesome for salads. I love the salvias. They also attract hummingbirds.
Ah, nice.
Yay. And then mint and sage, but do not put mint in the ground. Keep it in a pot, people.
Really?
You will regret it for the rest of your life.
Why?
Because that mint will take over your entire garden. I even did it once thinking, no, not me.
And
no.
it did.
Yeah,
okay,
it's still there.
So mint in a pot.
Mint in a pot.
Okay, anything else here that we need to take a note of?
I just love getting a rosemary plant every year because fresh rosemary is good, but just
so good.
Dig it up and put it into a cool garage or a basement for the winter. Let it go a little dormant. They don't usually live over the winter. A lot of these hardy, these are perennial herbs, which are great. They'll come back year after year. But you don't want to do this by seed either. And those are like, sometimes you can get pretty ones. Like I love this variegated sage.
Yeah, that's
which
pretty.
You don't need too much of sage. We don't use a lot, but it still looks pretty. Why can't your garden that you're veggie gardening and look pretty too? I'm a big fan of both.
Okay. Great idea, Sarah. You got me all excited. I'm like craving lettuce and tomatoes right now.
I know. We're close. We're close.
We're so close.